So here you have a woman who I'm not sure who the appeal is supposed to be for. Is she the culture warrior that she sometimes seems she is? Is she the cop? Because the people who like her, all in Medicare for all, culture cop, the people who like that don't like the fact that she was a cop, the top cop. And the Medicare people don't like the top cop thing, and the people who like the top cop thing don't like her socialist and cancel culture attitude. So where is the appeal here? I'm not sure, but I think it was a safe pick for him only because 50% of the Democratic voters believe that Joe Biden will not finish his first term. That is incredible. That shows you how much they hate Donald Trump, that they will vote for a guy who they don't think can finish his term. So he needed somebody that everybody knew, that had some kind of real experience in government. At the time, I think, for the independents to be able to say, no, we've got an attorney general here. We've got somebody who knows about the law and can get this thing under control. And somebody that people would feel comfortable with. All the while, you'll notice how many times stories are started now with historic pick. It's a historic pick because you're going to start hearing the possibility of Joe Biden not making it. From the mainstream media, you're going to start hearing that because it will be another Barack Obama. It will be a historic win. Now, the one thing that you should know is that she's always cast herself, I hate to use that word, but she has always cast herself as an Indian whose father was Jamaican. She, for a long time, was not African American. She was an Indian. Now you don't really even hear that. But it's kind of a hard sell because in India, they have a caste system and the Brahmins are the very top. So she is, in India, her family would be the oppressor. So she's kind of got that going for her as well. If I were Barack Obama, if I were Donald Trump, the first thing I would do is I would reach out to Carmen Best. Carmen Best is the Seattle chief of police that I think was very reasonable. I'm sure she's a progressive. I mean, she's in Seattle, so I'm sure she's a progressive, et cetera, et cetera. But I think she actually cares about law and order. And I would reach out to Carmen Best. I don't really even care about the vice presidential role, but Donald Trump needs a strategy for the inner cities. And I think Americans and independents look at Carmen Best and say, she was at least reasonable, and bring her in and make her some sort of a, some sort of a czar, some sort of a community outreach that can work with these cities that are under siege, and bring her into the fold. Because he needs to have a strategy for law and order, because that's, I think, the only thing that Kamala Harris brings, beside the fact that she doesn't like, she doesn't like Catholics. She also thinks that abortion should be on demand at any time. She was the first prosecutor to use California eavesdropping laws against a journalist. She's the one that brought the lawsuit against the journalist that got the tapes of Planned Parenthood selling body parts. That was her that got the charges brought against him. She believes that pro-lifers should be treated like segregationists. She has argued this publicly. 70% of Americans believe that there should be restrictions on abortion, but she She says they're acting outside. Anybody who wants to do that is acting outside the bounds of democratic legitimacy. She called the Knights of Columbus extremists. Wow. So how is she going to unite? Well, she might be able to unite on the fact that she doesn't like gun owners, pro-lifers, homeschoolers, traditional religions, because they all have reason to fear persecution in an administration where she has sway. And I do believe she will be the next president. I can't believe there's a group of people that want to elect somebody that they, at the top of the ticket, that they believe is out. But apparently that's enough for some people. Bernie supporters don't like him. Bernie, of course, has sold. I mean, he sold his soul. But the press secretary for Sanders, no. We're in the midst of the largest protest movement in American history, the subject which is excessive policing, and the Democratic Party chose a top cop, the author of the Joe Biden crime bill to save us from Trump. The contempt for the base is wow. Michael Tracy said Biden's selection is a nightmarishly bad pick in every way. Kamala's presidential campaign was a total humiliating disaster, one of the worst of all time, considering the amount of unearned hype she received. Did everybody miss that or what? Jordan Sheridan said, another progressive left, well, there you have it. Joe Biden gives the middle finger to progressives, Black Lives Matter protesters, black voters under the age of 50. Status quo co-founder Jordan Sheridan. Biden's going with a strategy, brilliant move of picking somebody for VP who is despised by both the right and the left. Another progressive. This is when everyone who either said that they would never vote for Bernie in the general election or argued that he could never win because he's a socialist Jew will attack anyone criticizing Harris for strategic or moral reasons as handing the election to Trump. Is she another Hillary Clinton, or is she a real danger?